my beautiful earth angels and soul tribe. Welcome back to another reading. We're going to be seeing what you need to hear and what comes through. We're going to be using the self-care wisdom cards. It takes me a minute to read it when it's flipped, but we're going to be using these cards to see what message needs to come through. Already, I'm just feeling this sense within you building of gratitude and proudness for where you are coming to. This is the energy of you zooming out, very much like this, on the things that you have, the things that you've lost. This is life at a higher drawn out perspective in general, you guys. I think I say more than anything in these videos that you guys are deep thinkers and you have this connection to yourself on a level where it's very different. It's almost separate from your life, separate from the other connections. It's like you have this deep internal relationship with yourself that you kind of reflect upon your life or the things happening at an observational type of energy, but it's like there's always more going on within your mind, the pieces that you're putting together, the things that you're processing, than you sometimes say. And it's not because you don't want to tell these people, it's just that you do have this deeper connection with yourself on that level where you kind of look at your life as a whole at points, and there's like this type of releasing energy, this type of reflection type of energy coming through. Maybe like drawn out, meaning a bit more isolated, meaning maybe there's like points, you know, it's in these times where you're on your own, reflecting to yourself, where you get to this most drawn out perspective about things. Okay, that was burp. Okay, yeah, so this card in this deck is called Releasing, and normally when I that's really gross, isn't it? Normally when I burp, that means that you're releasing energy. So you've been releasing energy. I feel energy lifting up, becoming lighter. I see you becoming very like trusting to what's to come, trusting in your path as more dots are connecting, as more hope is being gained, as more kind of, it's like not opportunities, but it's like there's potential to be. So whether that's you getting ideas, inspiration, or whether that's you in general just feeling really great about your situation and collecting all of that gratitude by being at that higher perspective and looking at things in general, you know, like there's always the two polarities, what has been and hasn't been, and what is good and what is bad, and you guys take everything as a whole perspective. And not only that, but it's shifting more to that side where all of these things, these pieces that you're reflecting on in your life, they are starting to build courage, confidence, hope, and optimism and fight forward. So yeah, it's been intense, but there's this time where you will be reflecting to yourself, and it's just this sense of proudness for the person that you are, the person you've become, what you've had to endure, the things you've had to release, the things you've had to let go, and the ways that you've honored yourself in that process too. You know, and it's this sense of knowing that you're going to be okay no matter what. Or Spirit wants to tell you that. See, either you're thinking that, or Spirit wants to tell you, or they've already been sending you signs like you are going to be more okay than you think. I feel like there's things to come and happen that are unexpected, actually. And so Spirit's saying very much like, we have an idea of what's to come in the future, or we can kind of imagine and picture and envision that path, but they're saying no matter what we do, there are surprises, unavoidable, that we will not know about, and these are good things. These are good things to come. Because what would life be without surprise? If we knew everything that was coming, you know, it's hard to live in the present moment. Maybe you guys have actually been more focused on just being in the present moment rather than trying to figure out what you want for your future, what's to come, you know, what's meant to be for you. It's like kind of releasing. Whoa, and we just brushed past that card again here. Release. Yeah, releasing. You've been kind of releasing the control when it comes to, or you've been surrendering and putting that trust back into the divine. I get that you're somebody who trusts in your spirit team, a higher power, in the universe, in manifestation, in fate, in, you know, what will be, and what was meant for you will always happen. And it's like you're returning back to that state of sure calmness after a time where maybe things, you know, you felt a bit less, you felt on the opposite polarity. Maybe you felt a bit like concerned because you were a bit confused of like, hang on a minute, how is everything actually panning out? What is actually gonna come? And yeah, it's like things are starting to really clear up now in some type of way. So we have truth. Yeah, truth is really coming to light. I also see this as, on the back it says, truth is different at different levels of consciousness, reserve judgment. Very interesting, actually. But yeah, truth, this is, I see as like the holding up the hand. This is like you guys being very truthful. You guys being very truthful with yourself and honest with yourself, but also aligning with that energy of truth in a way that sometimes the truth is actually better than we could imagine, and sometimes the truth hurts. The thing is, it all depends where you're looking at it from. It all depends where your level of perspective is coming from. Like it says on the back, truth is different at different levels of consciousness. And this is very true, because truth is a multifaceted energy, meaning truth is a coexisting thing. There's not a singular truth. There are multiple truths that exist singularly but beside one another, depending on what frequency we're looking at it from. There'll be truths in the 3D that are different to truths in the 4D, but it means that, you know, they're both true, but they can coexist, but because they're from a different perspective, point of vibration, a different dimension to look at things from. So this is you really shifting to new dimensions, new perspectives and thought loops of truth that align with the energy of bliss. Like we said, sometimes truth, when we look at things from a 3D, we're looking at it as a matter of fact. This is my situation now, as a matter of fact. I don't have this. I am in this position. I am this, you know, in this situation. My life looks like this. Those are all truths. But at the same time, the thing is that you access and you're accessing now is higher perspective truths. And when I say higher perspective, I feel like these are truths about you as a general, about the potential that you came here with, about the potential that's actually opening up, about your life in general for the future, about what that's going to look like. And I'm hearing like yeah, not breadcrumbs, but oh, there's a card in here actually that says that. But yeah, it's not breadcrumbs, it's the whole cake, it's the whole load. And that's what you're realizing you deserve in every single aspect, and that is the truth. And like I said, sorry I keep circling back around, but yeah, there's this energy of truth sometimes being very singular and zoomed in as a matter of fact, but there's also many truths that are kind of, wow, this is very interesting. Because the way that Spirit's wanting me to lay it out is they're saying that there's matter of fact singular 3D truths, and there are energetic theorized truths as well. When we know how the universe works, when we know how energy works, I know we might not know everything, but we know you guys maybe into the law of attraction, manifestation, maybe you're into or you just know that your energy has an impact, that you attract what you are, that you create what frequencies and what energies that you put out into the universe. And these truths from a higher perspective are kind of like in science experiments. So they're kind of theorized in a way that in science they have all their equations for those experiments, and they can actually create theories based on the facts that they have from these past experiments. So it's like they can theorize what will happen in such a way based on the knowledge they already have about how that experiment works. And this is the same with you and energy. You are collecting truths and making new realizations. You're actually gaining access to ancient wisdom that is coming from connections within the brain that are stemming from the truths that you already know to be existing. So for example, you may be making connections within your life, say in one area you say, oh, I did this and this happened and this manifested, this worked, and then I'm going to try this in another area. It's like, this is a really hard energy, so you have to bear with me, guys. This is a very hard energy to explain, but it's more making connections based off of singular truths. So it's kind of almost as if you're lapping and adding layers of new truth, new download, new knowledge, new information on the facts and the truths that you already have from another place. So this is really an expanding, a layering, a adding to the information that you hold towards your life in the way that you are attracting and the truths that you live by. We all live by our own truths, and our truth is connected to what we believe, because if you believe something, it's because you believe it to be true. So it's almost as if we're having this shift in belief in some way of what we are believing to be true. Now, maybe this is actually for our future. Maybe this is on a certain person or a relationship. Maybe this is in life in general, the knowledge that you have about how energy works, because I know that you guys are clued up about that. I know you get your own downloads about that, because again, you have a open third eye. You also, these truths that you're discovering may be things to do with the body, maybe things to do with energy healing, maybe to do with the mind, maybe to do with psychology, maybe to do with how we're perceiving the world. This could be to do with perspective wise. You could be getting downloads like, oh, do you know, we actually, yeah, it's like you're just making so many new revelations is what's the vibe is. And also with this truth card, it's giving me the energy of the 5 of Wands from another deck. And this 5 of Wands is kind of like a maths equation. There's so many different ways that you can get the same answer. You know, there's so many different ways we can come to the same perspectives and conclusion, linking from different truths, linking through different ways. If you speak to someone in the spiritual community, you know, or, you know, someone who believes to be on their spiritual path, and like that has been working to add their own belief systems and things like that. No, it's not the same as, say, religion. There's no set thing. Spirituality is your own relationship and experience of the world and higher energies and higher realms. So it's kind of like a lot of people and spiritual people, we can actually come to the same conclusions about energy and life, but through completely different thought loops and thought perspectives and ways. You guys, there's a lot about your mind coming out in this reading. Like, you are a speaker of truth. I think Spirit's saying, like, don't let anyone dim you down. Don't let anyone or yourself dim down a truth because it's come from you. We are conditioned through society to believe that to get truth and information that we have to collect it from the outside and take it in. But actually, it's the opposite way around. We gather information, new truth, new thought perspectives from inside and bring them out to the reality. You guys are gatekeepers in this life, meaning the timelines that we talk about, these timelines are different paths. These pathways are different vibrations of frequency. And these pathways and these timelines hold perspectives within them as you walk through them, because they sit at different vibrational frequencies. These timelines are also the pathways within your brain. They're also the neural pathways. And it's like you guys are the gatekeepers in a sense that you have access to certain neural pathways. You have access to the way that your brain works is maybe different to a lot of other people, because you are in this collective of the gatekeepers, meaning there's information that you're supposed to, or not supposed to, that you will bring here to this world and this life that only you and other people who are these gatekeepers can bring. You know, there's always new information coming into the world. Look at life throughout the years. There's always new inventions, new discoveries being made. Well, you guys are the gatekeepers of a certain discovery, a certain truth that is wanting to be brought out into this world. And it's something that has been overlooked for years and now is coming back into alignment, meaning this is something to do with healing. This is something to do with psychology. This is something to do with the mind. This is something to do with spirituality. This is something to do with religion. This is something to do with science. This is something to do with the chakras, energy healing. This is something to do with truth and the structures that we've built up in this society so far. You guys are like the bridge, and you're the gatekeepers of this bridge. So you're all going to give this out through in different ways this lifetime, you know, whether that's you speaking on a podcast, you speaking to your friends and family. Maybe this is going to be incorporated into the music that you create, into the writing that you write, into the poems that you write, into the art that you create. Maybe this will be included in, you know, say if you make candles, then it's like anything. Say you make soap, say you make clothes. It's like these truths are going to impact everything you do, because it's going to impact the way that you go about your life, the way that you run things, and the way that you structure things. You know, say you build a business up like we were talking about, but it's clothes, but you discover a truth that actually most clothes have plastic in, and that shrouds, and that actually dims down our aura and stops the flow of energy. So you make a whole clothing business that is made out of natural materials that help the aura to breathe. Like, you guys are going to be a part of the evolution of this new society, adapting into a form that is healing for us as spiritual beings and human beings, for our energy. Some of you, I'm getting like this could even be through healing work that you do, like massage therapy, or you know, beauty therapy, or like I keep holding, yeah, like acupuncture, massage therapy, because my shoulder is killing me. Wow. It's just that you have healing within you, and that you have healing knowledge within you, and there's just an abundance of ways that this can be utilized this lifetime, that you'll walk down to use this in. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Let's pull another card. Okay, I just chucked them all out then by accident. Okay. Oh, I accidentally pulled two. So we have the mind, and we have elevate, self-worth. Okay, you get what you believe you deserve. It's time to raise your standards, and you are the master of your inner world, and you decide how the outer world affects you. Cultivate a calm inner state. Yeah, so it's like, wow, you're not going to let the outside world, you're not going to let other people dictate your peace of mind. You know, these kind of energies that seek to break through these layers of your frame, break through these layers of your aura, you know, stay in your energy. It's like you're protected from the rain, because you're protected from negative energies simply because of the work that you've done yourself to create your mind to be a very stable, solid structure, in a way that you have your own awareness, in a way that you know when to take time to sit back and rest, in a way that you know truth comes from different perspectives, so you don't let the opinions of other people affect you, especially because you've been through situations that have tested your self-worth. There's people that have tested your self-worth in a way that maybe they treat you in ways that you are not happy with, you know, in the past or just recently. And or maybe this is that you're realizing recently you deserve so much more than you thought you wanted, or that you thought you deserved. Because with this here, it's like, yeah, this is beautiful. This is a beautiful space. This is amazing that she's in this garden that she's created for herself within her mind. But, you know, she looks pretty squished in there. This could be something about deciding, like, you know, realizing that actually you're aligning with something a lot bigger than you maybe thought in the past, when it comes to the path that you're walking into, when it comes to the life that you wish to live. It's like, no, it's not going to be the same. You deserve to have more. You deserve to have the most, because you are a person who literally grows beauty wherever you go to, wherever you sit, wherever you touch. You bring healing. You know what I mean? I'm seeing like this girl sitting down on grass and flowers just growing around her. Like, you bring peace wherever you go. And there's going to be a lot of people that maybe tried to hold on to that in the past, you know? And this is really that maybe you know this and you protected your energy through the years to create this kind of isolated space in a way that you are very careful on who you let in. And also so is spirit. They're very careful about who comes into contact with you in your path. So maybe at points you have felt a bit lonely or a bit hermit mode, because spirit's saying your energy is just too good to be wasted. You know what I mean? Like, you guys have already been through your healing. You've already been through your storms. That's why you can grow your flowers so beautifully without even needing to water them. You know what I mean? Like, things just naturally heal around you. You are healers. And yeah, this is really about elevating that self-worth, because when we decide that, or not decide, but when we start to see ourselves in this really beautiful light, it starts to make opportunities and pathways open to us that were always open before, but we never really realized, or we wouldn't have considered, because it's something that we wouldn't have wanted, but we wouldn't have wanted it because of other reasons. Maybe it felt too far out of our comfort zone, maybe it was too uncomfortable, or maybe we didn't feel capable to take on certain ideas, certain inspirations, certain paths forward, certain passions, because maybe we said, you know, we don't know everything, or and you know, this is where that self-worth comes in. We're realizing we have the capability to do anything. We can do and be whatever we want to be, you know, because you're someone who outgrows a space very quickly. You're someone who outgrows your mental space quickly in a way that you're constantly making new revelations, you're constantly making new realizations, new healing work. And because of this, you're constantly elevating and shifting up timelines, meaning you outgrow your spaces very quickly, you outgrow connections very quickly, you outgrow certain passions very quickly, because your mind is always rolling, your energy is always rolling and exploring onto the next. That's a really beautiful thing. So yeah, there's like certain avenues that you're going to be like, actually, do you know what? Maybe I wouldn't have considered that in the past, but I'm going to do it now. I'm going to just go for it. And Spirit's saying do it, because this is going to be a success. This is going to be successful. You're so talented in so many areas, and some of these things we haven't even unlocked yet. We haven't even opened the boxes. Like, look at how many gifts you have. And a lot of your gifts have not been unlocked yet. And I'm not saying that you know, you're not doing good now. I'm just saying that there's some being saved, because you're still on your journey. And Spirit's like, well, it would be boring, wouldn't it, if we gave you all your presents at once? They're going to spread them out through your journey. So there's many gifts that you are tapped into. Like, you probably are aware that you do have a healing energy, that you do see things and you can tap into the energy of truth. You can see through people's lies, you can see through energy, you're connected to your intuition. Okay, you've done a lot of work on your mental health, your mind, and your self-worth to elevate yourself up. Okay, these have unlocked many gifts for you, but there's still more gifts to come, and you are going to make a lot of success from these, emotional success, spiritual success, and abundance, and also material. So I just see, yeah, this shower of abundance that's to come within your life. And abundance isn't even an expression, you know, it's more than an abundance. That's what you'll feel like. You'll feel like deep inner peace. And that's something that you guys really care about, is actually genuinely being happy from the inside out, you know, not just having material things, but having a mind that is well grown, watered and weeded, you know. And Spirit's saying as well to not worry about the time. There is so much time left in life, so many of these gifts still yet to be explored and opened. There is no rush, okay? Everything is in divine timing, but time's almost up for this cycle. Okay, the time's coming to a close where it's the Spirit saying that it's time to open new presents, it's time to receive new blessings, it's time to receive new divine inspiration. Okay, there's a new path. There's a new path being opened, and Spirit is quite literally shoving things out of the way of this, either energetically or physically, moving people out your way, moving situations out of your way to bring you into your lap what you deserve. So yeah, don't worry about the time. Time spent worrying is time spent. Yeah, we could be worrying just about, you know, there's a lot of things that are unclear to us about the future. There's a lot of things that are unknown still, and that can kind of make us worry. But yeah, even in the short term, there's still many things we're yet to experience and find out. So yeah, Spirit's saying to have a pamper, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Self-care is a necessity, not a luxury. You deserve to live this life that is bliss. You deserve to live a life that is equal, in a way that you have time to relax, you have time to rejuvenate, to fill your cup, you have time to be away from people, you have time to, yeah, and not feel guilty about it. Yeah, spending that time on your own in that kind of hermit type of energy, to really release, clear your energy out, and cleanse. Yeah, there's a big energy of cleansing here, really honoring yourself, putting your needs first, and honoring your boundaries when it comes to the time that you're giving into interactions, into friends, into your work. You're like, no, I'm putting myself first. Your mental health is more important above all else. and that's where your focus is kind of shifted recently. So yeah, very beautiful. We'll pull one last card. Okay, we have friend here. Yeah, being the friend. Be as good as a friend to yourself as you are to others. You are an amazing person. You have this way at being able to give this really profound advice, and it's almost as if it just flows through you, especially when it's about, maybe if you're speaking to a friend or a family member, it's like you can just see things very clear, very clued up, and you speak the truth. Maybe sometimes when it comes to yourself, it feels different, you know, but you guys are a channeler. But the thing is because you're a channeler, you do get guidance, but you get guidance from your spirit team. You get guidance through synchronicities. You get guidance through the things, the information that you're led to, the books that you're led to, the information, the videos that you're meant to, you know, the people that you're meant to. You're guided towards the right people, the right places. And it's like there's something that you are maybe asking for advice about a friend about, or maybe you're asking your spirit team to send you confirmation about. It's like you're thinking internally to yourself about a situation, and it could be to do with a friend, or it could be to do with you know, weighing up a decision. Do I do this? Do I not? Do I trust this person? Is this a good idea? Is this not? You know? And it's kind of like, these are the situations, sorry, I don't know why this is coming through, but these are the situations where we can most easily be manipulated. I'm not turning this negative, but it's in these times where we question ourselves. We have a lot of fluidity sitting there. So the things that we hear, the things we get told on things that we aren't certain about, are the places where we can easily be swayed into someone else's belief, into someone else's truth. Yeah, to someone else's truth. Spirit's saying to stay strong in your own truths, because truth is different at different levels of perspective, and there isn't one singular real truth. Okay, there's multiple, and maybe sometimes your friends give you advice, or you are receiving advice from maybe the internet, videos that you're watching. It's just to say, be mindful, because truth is different at all levels of perspective, and you need to take the truths that resonate with you as a soul, and, you know, just disregard any that don't, because at the end of the day, it's not about finding one ultimate truth to live by. It's about the fact that our truth feeds into our beliefs, and our beliefs feed into our actions and how we show up in the world. There's certain spaces and chapters of life where we are scripted to do certain things, play certain roles within people's lives, give certain advice, and sometimes we need to hold certain beliefs and perspectives that we won't always resonate with, but we need to resonate with at the time, so that we can act in the ways that are aligned with that truth, with that belief. So it's like people have their own truths for the place that they are needed to be in their journey. So their truths are not necessarily the truths you need to hold in the space for your journey, and vice versa. It's just like this acceptance, maybe, that, you know, we're all on our own paths, we're all in very different places on those paths, and there's no truth that's more important than one or the other, and all truth is valid in its own segment, in its own way. Even the most 3D truths, you know, even the most negative ones, they have their purpose, they have their place, and they are serving in that space for a reason, you know. Because for a while, maybe I could believe that my truth was that, you know, I don't deserve the best. Maybe I had connections that really shoved me down, and, you know, made me believe, you know what, I don't even want something anymore, that because life just brings, there's no such thing. Maybe, you know, someone gets really hurt and they're like, there's no such thing as love, and that's their truth. Well, that is a truth, because that's the truth that they've experienced, but it's not necessarily a truth that you've experienced or that you need to hold. Maybe they needed to believe that so they could be on their own for a while, because they had their own spiritual work and journey to do that universe is guiding them through, you know. And it's like, we shouldn't be trying to change their truth, because that's what they need then in that journey. Yeah, it's really interesting, because it's like this whole debate and perspective of kind of allowing yourself to just hold your own truths and perspectives, and allowing other people to do so. But at the same time, it can be quite isolating in that way, because maybe you hold truths that not many people around you maybe resonate with, or maybe you can't even explain some of the truths that you have, some of the information that you have, because maybe you just feel like it's quite out there. Or again, maybe a lot of people around you maybe are not on that place to resonate with that. And it's kind of coming to this acceptance that it's okay you know, to feel not lonely within the mind, but to kind of, like this card, just be isolated and happy within your own self. And it's like, no, we can't always share out into the world, we can't always do things with the knowledge that we're given, but it's for a later date, it's for a reason, you know. And sometimes, yeah, sometimes it's just nice to appreciate such profound epiphanies just with yourself, and just really taking in awe at life with that, because these new profound epiphanies are going to be changing your vibration, because they're going to be making you feel more connected, feel more whole, feel more high vibrational, you know, secure. And your energy, your vibration does affect the people around you, and does affect the collective without you sharing your truths, because you're holding them, and because your truths are coming from a higher perspective, you're just holding that energy naturally within you without having to tell people, without having to, you know, preach to the choir. And I'm not saying you can't do that, it's just that this is coming through for a reason. And maybe it's that, you know, I don't know, you'll know for you. But I kind of went off on a long tangent then. Right, last card, rituals. Yeah, just really being in the present moment, being grateful for the little things, the day-to-day things, getting in that kind of routine and shaping that routine, how it fits you, it is serving you, you know, taking time to do those things just to do them, watering the plants, looking out in the garden. There's synchronicities all around you guys. Maybe something about the home is important right now, you know, finding that peaceful space within your own space. So steady yourself with the simple rituals, do the dishes, fold the laundry, water the plants, make a cup of tea, and let wisdom sneak up on you. Beautiful that we're ending it there. You guys expect a massive new revelations coming in. Keep your journal close. Keep those notes close. Because maybe it will be personal, or maybe it will be kind of more downloads about the energy in the world and things like that. You know, whatever it is, it's something that's going to be very important and a key to a lot of what's next in your journey. So I love you all so much. I will speak to you very soon, Earth Angels.